Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Moltrap here, coming at you with Game 5, the final match of MSL round of 32, Group F. And this is Zero versus Jangbi. And I actually just I'm watching this on YouTube on Bazy's account, John747. And there was a comment about the sound being out of sync, so I apologize if there's something wrong with the sound for the Korean audio underneath this. Apologize beforehand. Anyway, my man Zero here is fighting for his life, fighting against Jangbi to try and make it out of this group. Jangbi's been a little bit rusty lately, so I'm hoping that he continues to be rusty in this game. But Jangbi playing very solid play in the previous game. Very nicely done on his part, and that was a PVZ, so we have just seen an example of his PVZ without him cannon rushing being good. Um, Anyway, so but we'll see what happens. Zero is a better player than Firefist. Also, Firefist went for kind of an all-in build and then didn't really do it very well, and it kind of failed. And then he was behind the whole game regardless, so he kind of just had to go all in with like a 6-hatch Hydra thing. After that, Zero is probably not going to go for any kind of cheese build. He's solid. He's good at what he does. As long as he scouts and knows what's going on, he can counter it. So he's probably just going to play normal. JB is going to scout him pretty quickly here. Oh, I just got some more water. I was like, oh man, I'm out of water, but I just remembered I between games got some more water here. Again, I apologize if my voice is starting to go. It feels pretty good despite having a cold and having been casting for like 2 hours or something like that now. Feeling pretty good. We got Jamie's probe running around here. He pretty much failed at uh, okay, well there we go. Never mind. I was gonna say he pretty much failed at blocking the hatchery of Firefist early on, which is a pretty standard harassment tactic early on. But this time he fails again. But I don't think he was. I don't know if he was expecting that drone to already be over there to build that second hatchery and that protected expansion. This is Triathlon. It's a new map, and it's a very strange map. He's going for a gateway first. Well, that makes sense. He's got his Nexus in his gateway. He saw that the pool was up after like a 12 hatch, so he can afford to get that gateway going earlier. This is Triathlon. It's a very strange map. It's got these like you've got a protected expansion behind your main that has invisible eggs. There's lurker eggs, neutral lurker eggs allied with a neutral arbiter to cloak them in between the expansions. So that's why when well, hopefully we'll see it again, the location where that happens. But so you have to like squeeze a probe through those invisible eggs in order to um, get a drone past there. And it looks like he's going to try and set up his third base at his expansion below his ramp as well. So you can go down that ramp, and then you're down a ramp, so it's not as protected. Or you can stay above your ramp and do that kind of thing. I think he went for the protected one first, even though it would have made more tactical sense to go for the unprotected one first, so you could get that creep there, put down colonies or whatever. I think he went for that protected one first so that the hatchery wouldn't be harassed by the probe. Anyway, and Jangbi has also decided to just go down his ramp and take that location. I think that's tactically the best way to do it as well for him, because now he's going to have an easy third expansion, easy third base later on. Um, so basically, actually, that means that it's going to be a little bit bad for Zero, because then Zero is going to have to expand kind of more around the map. He could take those 3 bases pretty easy, but so can Jangbi. And so Zero's going to have to venture out further to get that 4th base. And if the Protoss has 3 bases, you're probably going to want to have your 4th base at least. Um, anyway, um, yeah, so hopefully we'll see a nice, longer, sort of straight-up game here. That probe is in there. I wonder what he's going to do. Is he going to do something? I wonder what he's going to do. But that probe is just chilling in there. He knows if he goes out of that base, he's going to get killed by those Zerglings, so he's kind of stuck in there. But he's also not going to be able to scout around very much. He may just be keeping that probe there so that he can run it back through the eggs and scout a little bit later on when he can keep it safe there for a while and then run it through it and scout later on. Stargate is up here for Jangbi. off his 2 bases, so he's going for normal play as well. Pretty normal stuff here going on. The Spire is halfway completed, so he's gonna have Scourge out. Actually, he's gonna have Scourge out maybe even about the same time. That no, never mind. The Corsair is already on the way, so he's gonna have Scourge out a little bit late. He may lose an Overlord to the Scourge, but it's gonna end up being pretty much equalized and normal later on. Anyway, robotics facility going down as well. So I'm curious if he's gonna go for just a couple Reavers. We've been seeing players do that a little bit lately. Go for earlier Reavers, get a few Corsairs and like one Reaver in a shuttle and do some early harassment while they move into Templar. Or also sometimes they'll just have Reavers mixed in with their army against their army along with Templar, so that if they go for a Muta switch to try and pick off the Templar, it's harder to pick off the Reavers that way. So I don't know, it's hard to say. So the Corsair gets in there, and the Corsair may not get any Overlords after all. He may have gotten one earlier. I didn't see when he was on his way to the base, um, but there's going to be a Scourge out pretty soon. And look, he's got the Scourge already en route to the base. He's going to try and maybe pick off the Corsairs. Zero is really good at picking off Corsairs as they're rallied between the Stargate and the front line or what have you. It looks like he may have them rallied to his main nexus though, so they're gonna be a little bit more protected from that. And look at so he's got the Scourge in between the bases to try and pick off anything running in between. Oh, he's gonna get the shuttle. Oh, he's gonna try and pick off the shuttle as it pops out of the robotics facility as well. If he could pick off that shuttle, that would be epic. That would really set Jangbi back. He's got the Spire up. He's getting the Den now as well. I wonder what happened to that probe. Looks like is the probe still there? Something happened to the probe. And for some reason he's picking off the eggs so he can try and reinforce that location in case Jangbi drops there, and that is pretty important actually, because if Jangbi drops anything at that expansion base, it could be really vulnerable, because otherwise it's gonna be, it's gonna be tough for him to reinforce that location unless he can take out those eggs in the way. Ooh, lots of drones popping out there. Zero really droning up hard right now. Not making very many units at all, only making a few Zerglings and a few Scourge. And Jangbi actually making several units. He's got 3 or 4 Zealots now and a Dragoon. He could push out and put some pressure on there. And there's that probe running in there now. Try and see what's going on in the main, I guess. And so Reaver has actually come out first. I don't see if there was a shuttle anywhere. Anyway, so just a Reaver out first. She's playing it safe. Which is a little bit to his disadvantage. Oh, coming in. Oh, whoa. Thought those Scourge would be able to pick up some stuff there. Anyway, a little bit to his disadvantage, because if he'd gotten that shuttle first and then gotten a Reaver, he could have gone in and done some pretty early harassment against that expansion base at the sort of 11 o'clock position by Zero, the left side base of Zero, because he doesn't have any way to get through those eggs, so he would have just had to fight with Scourge basically. It could have done a lot of damage. Now he's aware of that. He's getting a Sunken Colony in that location. Now this Corsair's going out. He does have a single Hydros there, but he's going to lose an Overlord or two regardless. Look at those Zerglings. They're almost done with the... Oh, he can't even attack the eggs anymore because the Overlord died. And now he's got a few more Hydras there. He can deal with that a little bit easier. Anyway, a nice little squad of Hydras moving out here. I think they're going to get shut down by that Reaver, but I don't know if he knows that Reaver is there. He's going to try and put some pressure on the front, and there's Jangbi taking that expansion, that fourth one there, and now Zero taking the fourth one. Actually, it is a pretty good location because it's right near his natural expansion. It's not tactically good place. There's no choke point or anything like that, or ramp, but it is close by to his main and where his rally point is, so he can reinforce that area pretty quickly. DT is out. It's going to run around the side. There's no Overlord by those Hydras, so I'm surprised he didn't go and attack those, but maybe he wants to not reveal that DT until he can actually get some attacking there. And now Zero has cleared out that location so he can run reinforcements through. He's running in. He drops a DT in there. Where's the Overlord? Where's the Overlord? There must be an Overlord. There's the Overlord. This Sunken Colony going after that Dark Templar. Corsairs coming in to kill off the Overlord, but it's too late. The DT is already killed off. Also a Spore Colony warping in. I'm sorry, well, morphing in, I guess. Oh, picks off! Oh! Unfortunately, Miss Micro. It looks like he picked off one Corsair, but he could have picked off another one, but kind of hesitated with those Scourge. Didn't quite pull it off. So now he's just got that group of Hydras camping outside the main to make sure no large ground armies come out And in the meantime, there's kind of a back and forth